There are more than 2,000 species of lizards alive today. When you have that many species in a group of animals, there's bound to be a lot of variety in how they look and what they can do. But one group of lizards stands out from all the rest, because they can literally turn their skin inside out. They're called skinks, and I'm going to tell you all about them today. Hi, and welcome to my channel. Now, there are two main things that set skinks apart from other lizards. The first is that they're one of the few lizard groups with eyelids that actually function. Most lizards just have these transparent scales over their eyes that protect them from getting poked or scratched, but they don't actually blink or do anything. Only a couple of groups of lizards have movable eyelids, and one of those groups includes all the different kinds of skinks. The other group with blinking eyelids are the larger varanid lizards like monitors. And even though they're not closely related to each other, it's the fact that these two very different groups of lizards independently evolved eyelids kind of suggests that having eyelids is just a really good adaptation for seeing in general. Now, the second thing that makes skinks special is that most of them can drop their tails when they re-grabbed by a predator. And this isn't like the whole tail autotomy thing that a lot of lizards can do when they get grabbed by the tail. Instead, most skinks have to completely unhinge their tail from their body in order to escape. This takes some seriously stretchy skin, and it turns out that the flexible skin on their bellies is actually part of what allows them to blink. So the stretchy skin around their eyes and their tails are basically the same structure. It's this stretchy skin that allows the lizards to essentially turn their undersides out, making the belly twice as wide as their back. And yes, this means that when they drop their tails, they also turn their bellies inside out, which is why you sometimes see these little pink things dangling from their mouths. It's not a tongue, it's the insides of their bellies. And it turns out that the size of that pink bit is directly related to how far back down the tail it came from. So smaller bits come from the front part of the tail, and bigger bits come from further back. But turning your belly inside out might sound like it would leave you vulnerable to predators. But it seems to actually do quite the opposite. There are a few reasons for this. First of all, the act of dropping your tail is so quick that your predator doesn't have time to do anything about it. Second, once they let go of the tail, the skinks scurry away so fast that the predator can't catch up with them. And third, the inside of a skink's belly is covered with tiny scales that point backwards. So if the predator does try to eat the lizard after it drops its tail, it'll end up with a mouth full of tiny, sharp points. Now, scientists aren't totally sure why skinks have these fleshy, stretchy bellies, but they have some ideas. One hypothesis is that this stretchy skin allows skinks to basically suck up huge gulps of air when they breathe, which might help them get oxygen even when their bodies are super squished. Another idea is that it helps them swallow prey that's bigger than their heads. And a third idea is that it helps them climb over logs and rocks while they re-hunting insects. If they grab onto something and hang onto it while their bodies stay tucked under, then their bellies might stretch out a bit and help them get leverage. And even though we don't know exactly why their bellies are so stretchy, it's clear that this feature is at least partly responsible for why they're such good hunters. It's me. And if you want to learn more about some weird animal adaptations, check out this playlist right here. And as always, thank you for watching.